Kalu. Alright. She's had a little bit to the back. Don't know how much to the back.
Right, that front bit there, that front beam there, has got to come. Where was it? There was a definite mark across here. Here. Come here, so it's about 6 foot.
Oh, right, so
That's
it's gone
right,
that
right,
way.
right, yeah.
Come to me. Where?
Whoop! That's it.
Too far?
No, that's perfect. Let's just get a tape measure on the. Just square it off from the fence. We've got 56 there. That's roughly that. Jesus Christ. Within an inch.
Huh?
Within an inch. Okay, so can you go and get Lorraine again? Just need to get her to okay the positioning. 4252.
4252.
4258. Just put your foot on there, Emma. That'll do. Oh no, that's close enough. Yeah.
That might have got to be square enough, you know what I mean?
So what we're doing today is we're putting up a 12 foot by 8 foot. Callum, what are you doing? We're putting up a 12 foot by 8 foot apex roof shed, and what we're going to have along this side here, we've got a bank of windows. They're 29 inch deep, these windows. The lady that this shed is for, she wants to use it as a plant out. She's got a greenhouse there, she loves her plants, so she wants to use, you know, like when you get little seeds, you put them in trays, and yeah, so she's going to have a bench underneath there, and she'll have the trays and the seeds and all the rest of it. So that's going along there. There's a pair of double doors that are coming in just here, and then the apex roof's going to run straight through the middle there. We're ground screwing this now. We're near Canuden, so we're very, very familiar with these with this soil, because it's very local to us. So we know we're going down to London clay. So as long as we need is 800mm ground screws, and the 800mm ground screws look like, ow, you Callum had quite a load of wood straight on top. I'll be able to get these out a lot easier. So this here, that's an 800mm ground screw. It's 800mm long, it's 68mm diameter, so the wall thickness on that is 2mm, and that is going to take, in this area, roughly 300 to 350 minimum. We've done pull testing all around this area, so we know the weight bearing. We're putting 12 of them in there, so basically you're looking at about 4 tonne this shed will take, no problem at all. So that's the ground screws, that's that. Now I need to talk to the customer. That's all right. Now,
he's doing the video already.
Yeah.
oh, microphone. It's all very, very clever. I don't even know if the microphone's linked. So that ground was a lot tougher than what it normally is around here, so this is really going to take some weight. So the soil around here, you can see from that, I don't know, it's sort of like an orangey, orange clay. It's called London clay, and basically this is just some of the best load bearing material you can get around here. It's very, very smooth, very, very fine material. Yeah, Al, you can have a look at that and all. How can we do that better? That's better. It's sort of like orangey brown. Yeah, I've got dirty hands, so what? Yeah, so we punch the holes in it. The next game is we get the laser out and we find where the high point is. Once we've got the high point, that's going to be the first ground screw that goes in, and that's what everything is measured from. And then we put the rest of the ground screws in, and then we level it up, and we put a shed onto it and stuff. There you go. Right, so now the ground screws are all in. They're sort of level, but we just go around now with the laser. We reset the laser, we go around with that and a sledgehammer, and we give them a little tap. Now the sledgehammer, basically, when you give a sledgehammer a reasonably good whack, you're talking about 15 tons of impact. So the ground screws are going to move under that sort of impact, but we only want to move them a couple of millimetre, but we've got to hit them quite hard just to get them to move that much. Normal static load ain't going to move a ground screw. Normal use is not going to move a ground screw. They build houses on these things in North America and Europe, so they don't build houses on 800mm one side. Want to build a house on an 800mm ground screw? So that's all the ground screws put in, nice and level. Oh, shut up. Bloody noisy thing. That's all the ground screws put in nice and level. So now we're going to put brackets on the top of them, put the floor frame back onto it. We'll bolt it down, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why I said blah, blah, blah. That's all. That's just over off.
Right, everybody.
So that's pretty much it. That's the floor. That's the floor down, bolted over. It only gets bolted down in two places, basically because all the bolts are there for is to stop it from drifting off. We could run screws through. These brackets will take screws, but the screws don't look as nice as the, well, not a case they don't look as nice, the screws look bloody horrible, so we use the bolts instead because they've got a nice dome head to them. It's a cleaner finish. Doesn't need any more than two bolts in it because, like I say, all it's there for is to stop it from drifting off of the ground screws. So David doesn't need the hammer. Yeah. I'm going to take the spanner and that off him and get out of the way again. Had tools handed to me sarcastically before. So that's it. That is a 12 foot by 8 foot. Oh, they've been done. Trouble using clear CT1 is you can't see just by looking at it that it's been done. You've got to, I'll show you. That has had the sealant put in it. Actually shows up better on camera than it does in real life. Can't really see it that easily with eyes. So hang on, why is this? Oh, I've forgotten how to use this now. Yeah, right, okay. So, that is your 12 foot by 8 foot apex roof shed. This one's X16mm cladding. Sorry, it's not, it's X19mm cladding. So that means that the thickness of that cladding there, before it's machined, that is 19mm thick. After it's machined, it ends up about 15.5, 16mm. So that's what it is. You can see, look at that, look. It's all tongued and grooved. And the grade of timber for this is a sub-joinery grade red. So it's a straight fifth or better. With the X16mm, the thinner cladding that we use, oh, sorry, my head has gone. With the thinner cladding that we use, it starts out at 16mm, comes up 12mm, and the grade of timber for that is unsalted, but we salt it to a fifth as we're working with it. Right, so you know there's a 4x2 running through that ridge there. That cladding on the roof, that's 12mm tongue and groove. You saw earlier on when I've done like the bit showing you about the roundover and that. Framework on this, there you go, there's a grading stamp. It's C16 dry graded timber, and we space our uprights at roughly every 2 foot. We try not to go over 2 foot. If it goes out to sort of like 25, 26 inches, we're not too worried. But much more than that, no, we'll put an extra upright in. So this one being 12x8, it divides up nicely into 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh look, there's the end panel. So yeah. So you've got the thickness of this framework. In that dimension there is 38mm or 1.5 inches. In that dimension there is 63mm or 2.5 inches. Headroom at that point there, internally, you've got 6 foot, which is more than what you get from most places. A lot more than what you get from your B&Q and home-based type sheds. The height in the middle there, it's just under 7 foot, so you've got plenty of headroom there, and it falls well within the permitted development rules. This shed, the client has asked for 29-inch deep windows because she's going to use it as a potting shed. So it's got 29-inch deep windows there, and you saw we were putting in the ground screw base for that. So at the bottom there, you've got 4 ground screws there, across. And then going that way, you've got 1, 2, 3 going that way. So there's 12 ground screws in there. Now I said earlier on that we'd expect this soil to take about 3,500 kilos per ground screw. The way it went in, it's particularly dense. The soil in this area is patchy. Some areas are pretty dense, some areas are very dense. You never get loose soil around here. This is a dense patch, so it's very dense clay. I reckon each one of those ground screws is going to take about 500 kilo. So that base is 6 ton, easy. We've put guttering on because that's what the customer wanted. We haven't put the downpipes on because they're going to be putting water butts at this end here. So what else to tell you? On the roof, that's 2 kilogram per square metre green mineral felt. We use polyester based felt, so it's got like lines going through it, like you'd have with gaffer tape. Stops it from ripping. And then you got 1, 2, 3 hinges on that door, 3 hinges on that door, and then it's kept shut with a little turn button and a staple and hasp. But that's it. That shed, according to this, I started recording 125 minutes ago. So that's a 12 foot by 8 foot shed, including the base, all done in about 2 hours. Ain't bad, is it?